Yeah, okay.
I think recording has started. Yes. Okay, good morning to all. Good morning, Hari, and good morning.
Good morning.
So let us be mute and we shall start today. So from yesterday's last topic, we have covered transportation management end to end. So we have involved all these activities of ERP and TM boxes. Both the components we have covered all the documents and transactional data relating to the order based transportation requirement and delivery based transportation requirement, OTR and DTR. Also we have figured out the formulation of forwarding quotation, then forwarding order, and which is integrated to the freight unit building part and which forms the basis for the transportation planning. Then after transportation planning, the systems will proposes automatically the freight orders, or we can create the freight orders manually. Both the options are there. But in 9.5 versions, the system proposes a number of freight orders for shipping clerk or shipper to have an option of optimization of the freight orders as per the capacities available of the resources and the scheduling of the resources. Then he or she can proceed with the specific freight order to reduce the freight cost and transportation lead time. Now, transportation management landscape. So here we shall discuss especially three things. First, what are the specific components in SAP available with TM? Okay. Second, what are the options of using and integrating TM with SAP and non-SAP, especially with the ERP system? And third is the use of VSR optimizer. Okay, so all these components we need to have. The prerequisite is we need to activate these components, and as we know that BIW, that is, this is the top form. Okay, so BIW, business warehouse information business information warehouse, BW or BIW, the same thing. Some people are telling BW, some people are telling BIW. So basically it is the same concept or same process, same component. So business information warehouse content is extracting data from SAP TM related to the transactional data, and it is used to it is used to build up, it is used to prepare some views temporarily in BIW arena, in BIW platform, to make complex reports as per the management requirements. So BIW can capable to make all the complex reports like related to the change documents or related to this edit of freight orders, freight units, forwarding orders, deliveries, and orders. And then it is showing the reports in different formats, in different layouts as per the needs of the management. And next, Adobe Document Server, basically it is used for the output operation, output determinations. So Adobe, as we know that it is a partner of SAP because of two things. One is for security purpose, private data security, data privacy, in terms of the password protections and in terms of the hacking also including. And second is it prevents data loss. So those are the two important reasons to use Adobe Document Server in PDF format. And next, EM stands for event management. So event management is used to track and trace of the change of the documents in terms of the events. So any events involves change of any document like freight order or forwarding order or any order, maybe inbound or outbound, or any deliveries. We can track and trace this status change of this particular document in TM or ERP side. Also, we can track the delete of the documents or canceling the documents or maybe reversing the documents, okay? Or reverse, canceling the delivery. Then we can also track the creation of new documents. So everything based on the events, and there is a particular program related to this status of the events management software component, and which is connected to TM via RFC connection, SM59. So we need to activate TM as well as EM, both the areas. We need to activate business functions of event management 9.2 to enable the services for tracking and tracing of events like create, edit, delete, okay, or add items, operations, okay. Any question up to this point?
No questions.
Yes. Now we are coming to the deployment options of TM in this particular roadmap. So there are two deployment options for TM in our SAP or non-SAP platform. So one deployment option we can see here. This deployment options involves web service direct using GIS. GIS stands for graphical information systems. So it is used for these particular business functions to be activated. Yeah, any question?
Is related to maps, right? Route maps.
Yes. Yeah, GIS
Yes,
basically graphical
basically,
information system. Yeah.
yes, the where trucks are going and all these
Yes.
information are
Location
provided.
tracking, basically. Location
Yeah,
tracking.
location tracking.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
Location tracking. Maps and location tracking, basically. Position tracking, you can say. It is known as position tracking. So it
Yes,
is
yes.
related to this web service option 1, web service pattern, direct integration using this external GIS component. So we need to activate this GIS component also, having this some specific business functions to be activated using the transaction code SFW5 in a particular component. Okay, so first option involves this. These options can integrate our other component called ERP. So if a company already has ERP, maybe EHP7 or EHP5, minimum we need to have EHP5 to cope up with the situation of SAP TM 9.4 and above. So 6.05 is the minimum requirement, because we have done a lot of delta functionalities and new functionalities added from EHP5 of ECC 6, right? So minimum upgradation versions would be 6.05. You are using 6.07, it is also fine. And here we have these direct options for web services for integrating ERP logistics, documents and operations called sales order, scheduling or order integration, delivery integration, invoice creation and invoice verifications. All this end-to-end services under option 1, which involves the web service direct in between TM and ECC 6.07. Okay. Also, option 1 involves the integration of TM with EWM. So EWM, as we know, that it is having some very useful and very simplification of complex warehouse operation, where we can execute warehouse operations in a very simplified and controlled manner to do these activities using these warehouse stocks, warehouse order, and then we can also use the web services for this particular outbound activities to control the deliveries for shipping operations for the customer's requirement. Also, we can do some specific operations to reduce the lead time of the transportation, total lead time, that is the replenishment lead time for supplying the material from warehouse to customer premises, like task interleaving. So task interleaving is also a direct connectivity from EWM to TM. So task interleaving is a particular business process executed especially at the shipping operations to integrate the shipping operations with respect to the inbound operations, means GR entry operations, in a single loop. So single loop, like we have to arrange the layout of the warehouse in such a manner in the U structure so that we can execute inbound and outbound operation in the single cycle of the forklift operation. Like forklift can do the GR entry, like the loading of a particular, let us suppose that's first forklift if do the unloading for inbound, and against pick the materials from another bin and then loading these materials for the outbound practice. So we shall discuss later about the task interleaving. So basically task interleaving involves U-shape warehouse, which is a basic concept of lean management here. So in this particular practice, the aim is to reduce the total cycle time of end-to-end operation of our house involving inbound and outbound operations, and as well as reduce the cost of resource utilized. Okay, so we have optimized the material flow, we have optimized the resource utilization and tasks utilization. Okay, so and also option 1 involves the web service direct to connect to the GTS. So GTS stands for Global Trade Services. It involves export and import activities with the involvement of EDI and IDOC integration, and also involves RFC. Okay, so these are the particular components which can be integrated with TM landscape using option 1. So option 1 involves web service direct option for all these components, and the prerequisite is we need to activate the business function for the individual components as per the needs. Any question for option 1 deployment? Okay.
No questions.
Okay, fine. Now we are coming to option 2. So option 2, we can start from the left side. So internet graphics service. Okay, so often option 2 will integrate to this particular GIS system. Okay, graphical information system through IGS component. So IGS component basically it is working as a middleware in between GIS and TM. So we can take care about this IGS. IGS stands for Internet Graphics Service. Okay. So
It's
basically it is hello.
It's a middleware like PI, yeah. PI for
Just like PI,
integration.
yeah, just like PI.
Yeah.
But it is very
Okay.
fast and it is very flexible to integrate this particular practice
Okay, this is
between TM
used for
and GIS.
only. Okay, this is used for only this graphical services.
Yeah,
This interface, right?
yeah, graphical, graphical information system is integrated with TM option 2 via IGS. So IGS is basically Internet Graphics Service. Okay. So this component is used to integrate as an integrator between GIS and TM only. Okay. So option 2 is having the RFC connections in between TM and IGS. So just please note down IGS stands for Internet Graphics Services. So it is basically HTML and internet based service connecting to GIS. Okay. Second option 2, we can see this through PI system. So PI system, that is process integration system. It involves the connectivity between TM 9.4 to ERP 6.07 via this component PI 7.31. So basically it is also a mapping and matching concept in between these two SAP boxes, and there we have got all these documents like sales order scheduling, order integration, delivery integration, invoice creation and invoice verification. Okay, any question?
No, Samir.
Okay, fine. So in this particular bridge, we have got PI 7.31. Next, option 2, we have this indirect connections from TM to GTS via this PI only. So PI 7.31 is a very strong and efficient and effective integrator used as a middleware in between TM 9.4 and GTS 11.0 or maybe ERP ECC 6.07. Okay, so we can use PI system. Right now also we are having option 2 using the web service indirect via PI connecting to the EWM 9.4. Okay, and as well as other side we can sending the data to TM 9.4, 9.5. So one is the direct connection, other is that indirect connection. Direct connections, we have very flexible connection between two components, SAP and non-SAP, or maybe SAP to SAP. But indirect connectivity, we have these options via any particular middleware, maybe IGS or PI. Any question? Team? Hello?
Samir.
Fine, good. I think, yeah. And next is the, we have to take care about the CIF. So any idea for CIF? I have discussed few lines of CIF in the last class, I think.
Yeah, Samir. I think CIF it's an activity through which we will transfer the data from ERP system to TM system, like material master, customer master, vendor master,
Yeah, yeah, good.
plant and shipping point. Am I right?
Yes, yes, yes. So I think, yeah, you have heard the recording also. Good. Actually,
Yeah.
core interface. So CIF is the core interface. So we need to take about this core interface channel to transfer master data. It is a one directional. It is a one directional operation. Okay, from ERP to TM. It is not a bidirectional operation, but most of the other operations are the bidirectional, because the other operations are the transactional data operations. So they are the bidirectional data operation, but CIF is the unidirectional data operation. So this is the difference between the CIF and other data transfer system in this particular landscape. Okay. So CIF has got the particular configuration and customizing pattern, and we need to use some transaction codes like CFM1, CFM2 to enable the data transfers involving the master data from ERP to TM. Okay. So next we shall take care about the master data requirements and master data transfer process from ECC to TM. Okay. Any question on landscape?
No, Samir.
Good. Now we have a particular software component. So TM is having one UI, that is the user interface to work with the particular transactional data more efficiently, more quickly. Having the response time is very less. Okay, very quick. and we can increase this frequency by using this particular UI, which is a TM operation based UI 150. So first is the UI 150 is working as a collaboration portal for the collaboration with the vendors or suppliers or carriers or maybe LSPs. Okay, they are the external agencies with respect to our SAP territory. Next, we have got particular TM 150. Again, TM 150 basically it is also a software component which is having the part which is having an integral part SAP TM 9.4. So TM 150 is the branded software high level brand, you can say, SAP TM 150, which contains SAP TM 9.4 edition, right? Next is the, you can say, SAP GNTL. Basically, it is a Gantt library. So Gantt library is to use the Gantt chart for the different operations of TM. Okay. So Gantt chart, you can use this x-axis as time, and y-axis may be some specific values of the parameters, may be related to these resources or may be related to the any specific products. Okay, maybe related to the product planning or resource planning. So this, or maybe related to the order, or maybe related to this delivery. So all this type of particular parameters we need to show at the y-axis, and x-axis contains the time period in Gantt chart. Okay, so it is very useful, and it is very flexible to change the scales to see this particular graph, which enables us to make the decision making quickly and effectively. So Gantt chart enables, it helps users, super users, or plant manager, or purchase manager, or sales manager to take the decision efficiently at the right time for the right products and resource. Okay. So the aim is to reduce the cost of freight order, as well as to reduce the transportation lead time. So these are our two aims, and it is very much useful to take quick decision for the key stakeholders like shippers, like managers, and the top management of the company. Okay, next is the SCM Basis Plus. So SCM Basis Plus, again, it involves some activities related to the system monitoring or systems authorizations aspects. Okay, so here we can see this Basis Plus is used also. Sometime it is used to enable some business function. So SCM Basis Plus having this particular box brand called SCM BP, SCM B Plus 714 version. Next also SCM M extensions, some extended options are also there, maybe to other to make the connectivity to other non-SAP or any other external worlds. Any .NET activities, we can do this connectivity feasibility by using this particular box. It is known as SCMB EXT 714. Basically, it is the extension probability or additional activities required to do the integration with the other non-SAP external worlds. Next is the SCM basis 714 has got two components like master data, engines and frameworks, okay, and also CIF. So basically we are using CIF, we are not using framework engines, okay, because CIF is more useful and more efficient with the transfer of data from ERP to TM. Next, we can see some foundation part of the business suites like remote control communications or maybe business object processing framework. So they are using especially for these mobile devices. Maybe we have laptop, laptops, which is at the mobile locations, especially for this iPhone, iPad, or PDA, or any other mobile devices, or Android mobile devices. So they are this type of control is using for the communication framework. Okay, and business process, business object processing framework. As we know that every thing, all the objects, all the maybe a sales order or purchase order, everything is a business object as the latest concept of SAP. As a technical person, so we consider all the every uh, documents or all the particular activity related words or acronyms, they are calling as business object. Like sales order, it is a business object. Purchase order, it is a business object. Purchasing group or purchasing organizations, so all are the business objects, okay, as a technical fellow. So do not understand separately that it is the org structure or maybe the master data structure. So all these particular words, specific acronyms used in master data or org data. Org data stands for organizational data. So they are considering them as business object. So business object is having the business object repository. So it is known as BOR. So business object repository is having the repository buses, like buses may be BUS 2012, maybe for POs transfer. Any question for BO?
Yeah. Business objects, these are each business object related to which one transaction means, right? Transaction means one process.
Yeah, not only process. In fact, as a technical fellow, they are considering the organizational unit also as a business object. They are considering any particular master data as a business object. Let us suppose that we have got sales order. So they have considered sales order as a business object. They have considered company code as a business object. They have considered plant as a business object, WERK, right? Plant is known as WERK. So technical name of plant is WERK. So they have considered WERK as a business object. So they are the technical objects. So it is related to the technical fellow for BOPF.
Yeah,
so it is a
BOPF.
framework,
Yeah.
it is a platform having all these particular technical objects. Okay.
Yeah, they have all related processes, means like freight order.
Yeah, freight order also. Everything they are considering as a technical objects. They do not differ between master data and organization data. And how do they track it? They are tracking based on the fields, technical fields name and table name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Each process have their own table and structure and all.
Correct.
Yes.
And they have also data element, data type, you can say. Based on this, they
Yes.
are also figuring out maybe at the particular space required. Like data element provides 15 characters, numeric data maybe for sales order number. Okay, sales order number in general it is assigning, it is taking 10 digits, right? So it can be enhanced up to 15 digits by using some enhancements. So let us suppose that SO, sales order, is having 10 digits, data element, data type. Okay, so they are considering these activities with respect to technical field name as the table name. First is the
Yes.
table name. Let us suppose that table name is, you can say Mad Dog. Okay, Mad Dog is a big table for S4HANA inventory management. Mad Dog dash, let us suppose that Matner. Okay, material number. So material number is a business object. Matner. MATNR.
Yes.
Okay. Now next question, next activity we can see, that is the SAP UI. Again, UI is very much useful here, especially for 7.5 version for visual business. So again, visual business is a very much useful component to see this SAP practice with the help of particular UI. But at the top we have this TM optimizer. So basically TM optimizer is very much integrated with the SAP Business Suite Foundation 7.48. So TM optimizer basically it is having the function of VSR, automatic determination and optimizations of the vehicle scheduling and route. Okay, it enables automatic determination and scheduling of VSR. Okay, in optimized manner based on the customer requirement of that particular scenario. Okay, so how can we do automatic determination of VSRs? We shall discuss later. What are the components to be taken care, what are the master data to be taken care, what are the configuration setting and customizing setting to do for the correct selection and determination of MTR, means of transport, like truck, rail car, air and sea. Okay. So TM optimizer involves the functions of